this morning what we're gonna do a coconut oil soap, 100% coconut oil soap. Yesterday I had a soaping fail, and as long as I've been making soap, I've had a few fails, but yesterday just completely caught me off guard. I was doing 100% coconut oil soap, and I must have did something wrong somewhere in there, but I'm not one to give up. And now I want my coconut bar of soap, so we're gonna go ahead and do this again. I have my coconut oil already, my sodium lactate, add that at 1 tablespoon. Of course, I have my sugars to add for bubbles and lather and everything. And then one difference today is that instead of me doing 2 tablespoons of coconut milk powder, I'm gonna do 4 ounces of coconut milk. And there's no guar gum or anything in here, it's just literally coconut milk and water. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and measure this out. I'm gonna measure 4 ounces of this out. Go ahead and measure out my coconut oil, get this, you know, on the burner to where it can start melting. And then I'm gonna do all my extra additives over here. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started, because this was not in the plans today to making this, but since we had a fail yesterday, oh, we doing it again, first thing. No exceptions. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. According to my recipe, I need 31.87 ounces of coconut oil, and that's something else. More than likely today I'm gonna have to go buy some more coconut oil. And I'm using this instead of my glass measuring cup, large measuring bowl, only because I'm gonna use that again, of course, later on. And yeah, so I'm gonna put it in here, stick this on the burner, and go from there. And again, we're measuring in ounces, and I need 31.87. So I'm gonna go ahead and honestly clear out some of these coconut oil containers, because like this one only has a little bit in there. I should have, you know, cleared this out a while ago. But let's go ahead and get this started. The other thing I'm trying to figure out too is if I want to do a if I want to add any color to it. I kind of want to, but then another part of me don't really feel like. And a good thing I caught that. I gotta tear my scale out. So tear. And let's go ahead and start dumping our oils in here. And today also, while I'm in the soap studio, my plan is to do some candles as well, because I actually feel like I have my wicks and everything, which is something I'm gonna do a whole nother video on about, because I know a few people who have watched that video and I actually had questions in the comments about you know, about what wick I'm going to use and everything like that. So that video is long overdue. But let's go ahead and we're gonna start where we can and pick up where we can. And so yeah, like I said, I pretty much cleared this one out. So yeah, so to the trash it goes. My soap studio is a bit cool. Someone may say that it's cold, but to me I actually kind of like it like this, because once I start moving, of course your body heats up and everything like that, so I'm not trying to be in here burning up. All right, next up what we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and measure out my coconut milk. I'm gonna measure out 4 ounces of that, and then from there I'm gonna go ahead and measure out the fragrance oil as well. And I gotta measure out everything. Let's stick that up there. And now we have 4 ounces of coconut milk. I'll take this off and I'm gonna give this a good old stir. Because usually whenever you take the coconut milk out the container, you might see that it has a few clumps or whatever in it, but that is all stuff that can be worked out. So we're gonna set that right there. This right here, I'm gonna have to put a bag over it and take that home so that I can put it in the refrigerator. Go ahead and measure out my water. For my distilled water, it's telling me I need 10.62, but being that I did pretty much a water discount, I have to take the 4 ounces of coconut milk out of the 10.62, which means now I'm using 6.62. That's fine. I'm over by 1, so 6.63. This right here is a 2 tablespoon scoop. So we're just gonna do a nice little 2 tablespoon scoop. And you want this to dissolve before you mix your lye into it. Only because if you don't, what will end up happening is the sugar will caramelize and it will just clump up. We're gonna take some and go ahead and stir this up real good. Now if you can see, again, like yesterday, it's a little I used to like murky looking or whatever, all foggy. Once everything is dissolved, the solution is going to turn back clear. Next we need to measure out the fragrance oil. Let's go ahead and measure out the lye. So the lye is telling me that I'm going to need 4.55. So let's go ahead and measure that out. We're just gonna leave that 1 off, but that is okay with me. Alright, so we're gonna tear that out. We're gonna sit that right there. And one thing that we are gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna go ahead in a few and we're gonna go ahead and mix our lye solution with our distilled water. Let's go ahead and make sure that this is the next thing go ahead and add in a tablespoon of sodium lactate. And this is just going to help with unmolding. Let's go and stir this up some more. Now that that is completely dissolved in there, we're gonna go ahead and slowly start to mix. Our temp is at 208. You can see that 208.4. So now we're gonna get this time to cool off, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and put our coconut oil over here on the burner so that I can go ahead and melt. And while we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my station as much as I can, and then also measure out the fragrance oil we're gonna use. For our fragrance weight, I need 0.96. And for this, I'll be using Beautiful Day. Beautiful Day from Northwood. It has nice floral scent to it. Right on the money. Well, we at 0.95. Take that off, and we're gonna sit that right here. Turn that off. And if I haven't said it already, this is the mold we're going to use. This is the tall skinny mold. I ordered off of Etsy from Workshop Heritage. I love them. I have another one like this as well. And these right here are not your typical molds. With this one, it's more, it fits more in your hand. It's more of a rectangle shape versus the others that are wider, I guess you would say. So it's to fit right in your hand. Once it's time to unmold it and cut it, I'll be sure to come back and show you the type of soap that this mold made for me. But this is the mold that I will be using, and I love it because it has the release, so if I need to and it's time for me to take it out, I just take it out and slide it out that way versus me trying to lift it out the mold itself. And like I said, just in case you're wondering, I ordered these off of Etsy. But yeah, so that's the mold. And also I love it because it came with a top, so when I want to go through gel phase and everything, once I'm done with it, I fill it up, boom, I can put the lid on it and let it do what it do. Now all that is done, I'll go ahead and get this ready. Turn the burner on. Okay, welcome back. I am in the process now of about to mix my lye with my coconut oil. Again, this is 100% coconut oil soap. And within the soap, I've already put in some white kaolin clay, and I've also put in some colloidal oats. And like I said, I'm going to mix in my lye solution. In my lye solution, I have organic cane sugar and sodium lactate. Sodium lactate will help with making the loaf hard for me to unmold. And then the sugar is going to add to the lather and the bubbles of the coconut oil. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this, make sure the oats and white kaolin clay is blended in really well. And then I'm going to go ahead. I also have my 4 ounces of coconut milk sitting over here to the side. Let's go ahead and alright, now that seems to be incorporated pretty well. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the 4 ounces of coconut milk, and we're gonna go ahead and mix that in here as well. I don't like wasting anything, so I definitely try to make sure that I get everything I can out of this container. So now we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we mix this in well, and then we'll add our lye solution. All right, now we have, you can see that. So now let's go ahead and add in our lye solution, and I think we'll be good to go. Here's the lye solution in here, and I always run my lye solution through a strainer because I don't know if you can see that, but I have a little bit of lye lint up there. So let's go ahead and mix this in. Set that off to the side, and now we're going to see about getting this up to a light trace. So let's go ahead. And I don't think I mentioned it, but when prior to me mixing the two, both had reached a temperature of about 97 degrees. That's still a bit on the warm side, but I did want it less than 100 degrees. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and mix in my fragrance oil. If I don't have time to add the coloring and everything, I'm perfectly fine with that. I just want to make sure that I get this to a good trace and everything. Let it off to the side. I'm going to take this. That's too much. Pour some of it back. That should work because I don't want a lot of it crunched off. So the color I'm going to use is called 3 Olive Martini. You see that or not? There you go. It's from Mad Micas. And I'm not going to use a lot. Just enough to... Usually you don't really need a lot of this, so... I don't think the camera will pick it up, but it has like little gold flecks that's in there. I didn't notice that at first. So what I'm going to do is sit this right here, and I'm going to whisk this in here. Alright, and that is the green that we end up with, which I'm quite happy with. And with this, what we're going to do is called an in the pot swirl. I haven't done that honestly in a long time. Last few bars of soap I made, I did what's called a drop swirl, which is where you have your loaf, you pour in, you know, like your base color, and then you take your container and you kind of hold it up high and you get it and you pour it in there so that it breaks the plane on that first on your base that you poured in there. But in the pot swirl is just going to be literally me taking this and just pouring it in here in certain sections, and then I'm going to pour it into the mold. Before I blend it too, I'm going to go ahead and stick blend this just to make sure again that we have a good trace and everything. Yeah, see, this is starting to thicken up on me, which is exactly what you want. Pour some there. Pour some there. Pour some there. And then we're gonna pour this last little bit right there. And again, all I'm doing is getting all this extra colored soap up out of here. Because again, your girl does not waste anything, okay? Alright, here is the final soap, and what we're gonna do is kind of give this a whirl. Alright, that's it. I'm going to spray it with some rubbing alcohol. Cut back on soda ash, and with that, we're done. Good morning, ladies and gents. I am back. Today is the new day. Today is February 14th. Hi. And I came back this morning to cut the soap that I made yesterday, which, as you can see here, is the 100% coconut oil soap. Now, yesterday while I was in my studio and I was about to, I finished this and I was in the process of making my candles, or my tester candles. I took the top off just to check on it, because coconut soaps have a tendency to overheat. And sure enough, it started to overheat, and I don't know if you can see that too well right there, but I started to get a bubble. And so of course I left the I ended up leaving the lid off for the rest of the night. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut this open and see how it's looking and everything on the inside. And I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the rack for the next, I would say, about 6 weeks. I personally, I prefer to have my soap sit for at least 6 weeks before I put them on my website. And I don't know, I always say this, and I've been saying this since I started making soap. Soap is kind of like wine. The longer you let it sit, the better it is. The better the lather is, the more bubbles you get from it. Just overall, to me, the way that it feels is just, it's different. It's a better feeling to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and unmold this. And all we're gonna do is just slide it out. We'll sit that off to the side over there. And again, it's what it's looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and sit this up. Ooh, baby, got a lot of flakes falling off. Come on this side and push this side back. And ooh, I'm not gonna lie, these swirls is looking really, really good. Which excites me because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, my butt had a soap fail. What was it? Not yesterday. What's today? Sunday. I had a soap fail on Friday. A big soap fail. And I think I figured out what the culprit was. Which, sometimes when you're making soap, you have to go back and maybe tweak the recipe just a tad bit to see where it is you may have went wrong. And funny enough, what I was making honestly was 100% coconut oil soap, because I've never made one out of all the various food items I've done, various ingredients I've tried, oil infusions with various herbs. I have never done 100% coconut oil soap. And so with that being said, I felt like it was time for me to do one, only for me to go ahead and bake it. And like I said, it was a huge fail. I'm gonna try to insert like a clip of it, because you know, I had to record it to show. And right now I'm just tightening my strings on my soap cutter. When I'm done with my soap cutter, I'm not sure how many people may do it, but I loosen up my strings. Don't know why, just something I do. So when it's time for me to cut, I do come back in and tighten everything up. I've never broke a string, and I knock on wood. I hope that I don't. But yeah, so let's go ahead and put this down. And the way that I usually try to cut my soap, I try to leave a little hanging off on the edge right here and on the other end, so that I can get a nice smooth cut, I guess you would say. So these two should of course be my end pieces. If I can line it up right, and of course everything that's in the middle is what will be listed for sale. So let's go in here for this cut. Oh, it's a little hard, but got it. Got him. And this is one of the end pieces right here. Yeah, see, just a little small, smooth end piece. Which more than likely that's, I usually use my end pieces as my test bars. And I really love that swirl. I think that's pretty. And like I said, I did a, just in case you forgot, I did an in the pot swirl. And this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Within this mold, I was able to get 7 good bars. And these of course will be listed on my site when I get ready to reopen and relaunch and everything. looks like they may still be needing to finish. Everything should return to normal color over the next few days. I'll be sure to insert a clip over the next few days of how the color may change. Just in case you're wondering, I cut my bars 1.25 inches thick. I love a nice chunky bar of soap. Know what it is, but I love it. And yeah, that is it. I just wanted to come back and be sure to do a cut with you all. I don't bevel my soaps, but that is something I had thought about doing. I think it just gives it like a cleaner, sleeker look. So it is something that I am strongly considering to do. But I just want to say thank you for returning to watch your video. I think I may have said in my closing yesterday, but I am very grateful for everyone that chooses to watch my videos. And yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend. At the time of me recording this, not the time that it's going to be posted, but at the time of me recording this, it is MLK weekend. So Monday is a holiday. Kids are out of school. I personally am off from work. So my goal is to come in here and do a few more videos, get my content going and everything, so that I am situated for the coming weeks. I have a calendar in here, and it's just kind of going to be where I list everything that I do from day to day. But enough talking. You all enjoy your weekend. Please get out, do something. I know where I'm at. Here is rather cold, so I'm not too sure I want to be out and about, but who knows. But I love you all. I hope you all have a great weekend, and come back for my next video. Bye.